Hello, everyone. Are you answering? Yeah. Right, there we go. We're live. Woo! Just a few technical difficulties. Nothing like just a few to, get you started. Anyway, so tonight we're doing a page in our art journal. So we've got these ones done. We did this one here last week. And now we're on to this one here. And we got a few bits. I've been rummaging. So I've got a chocolate block stamp tonight. And then I've got a white linen heart sheet tonight. Oh, hello, Diane B. And some vellum from Studio White. It's the art collection from what's her face? Janine. There we go, Janine. I got there in the end, so I got it because it looks pretty cool. Like, look at that resistance. So look, I think it'll make some nice resistance type stuff. Oh, hello, Dee and Tash and Di and Sandra. Sorry we're a bit late. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. Like, look how pretty that one is. So we're going to use those. And then we've also got this here and our crackle paste for that we did last week on our piece of rice paper with our wagon wheels. And the new Lost Shadow, which I stole off Mum's desk. Well, I borrowed it. It's still borrowed. Right, so we're just going to put these to one side because we've got to prime our page first. As we can all remember, this is a very thin papered book. So normally we prime with white. But tonight we're going to do something different, and we're going to prime with brown. And we're going to use our roller to do it because, why not do something different? And I also think that brown's going to look nice with our distress oxide and our distress paint. So, and our brick, which is the bits we want to use. So we're just going to come in. I'll put a little bit of paint on each side. And just grab our roller. And we're using our roller because we do want it to be a little bit textured. Go.
So you got over on the tube there, you've got Di, Sandra, and Kim.
Oh, hello, Kim. Sorry, I forgot to say hello to you.
And then on Facebook, you've got a different Di, Dee, Tash, and John.
Cool. And you? Oh, wow.
Well, I'm actually acting as you on YouTube. Hang on, I'm done for whatever we're about to go on the cat. I think our cat's being persistent and trying to stop that hater from driving up the hill. Look at that, shooting our cat.
I do not take any responsibility for our cats. I'm not an animal person, therefore they are not my responsibility. And that's how I get away. Right, so we've got our prime layer, which has actually already dried on us because we are living in humidity. Yay!
Well, everyone down south is in a cold sort of snap, Naomi.
Oh, well,
We could send them some heat.
we could send you some heat, but I'm enjoying the heat, so...
Oh, be on your own. This morning was not the morning to pick to rotate tyres on the car before that.
I will admit this morning was a bit hot. It got hotter as we woke up, but I'm pretty okay with the heat. I really do like the heat, but yeah, I'm a bit of a weirdo. I understand that, but no. So we're going to use our Lost Shadow Distress Oxide with our hearts as like a stencil. And what this is going to do is going to give us, hopefully, a bit of like an opaque ghost print because it's grey on brown. if everything goes to plan. If it doesn't go to plan, meh. Not out of the usual for us, but that's okay. So we're just going to come in and use our blending brush because this is going to be the easiest way to go about it. And we're going to start off on the side again and just keep going in a circular motion. And we're going to do a few coats of this just because our brown is really dark and we want to make sure that we get this stencil nice. So you definitely want to make sure your prime layer is dry before doing this step, just because any paint that your blending brush picks up, it will go back onto your pad. So onto like your ink pad, which would be really bad if you're using like a very new ink pad like I am. So yeah, I don't think Mum would appreciate that. So there we go. Yeah, I took that one off the shelf. Just go on the back end to make it up. Yeah. It's supposed to be an infinity item anyway. So that there is our lovely ghost print. That looks really nice. We could just finish the class out, stick a title, done. No. But I do like that. It looks pretty. I think that's what my other painting needs. Anyway, I have a painting currently in the works. It's been... I'm stuck on it, but it'll be fine. Right, so then we're going to come... and do it up in that corner, and there we go. And then I think we might actually leave it like that for a minute and then come and do our other layers and go back in and do a few other different things, just because like it looks pretty cool the way it is, but I want to leave room that I can do the hearts again on the next layer. You know what I mean?
Lots of hearts.
Lots of hearts. That is really nice as a stencil. I don't know why I haven't used it as a stencil before. Alright, so what we're going to come and do now is we're going to... I'm actually really impressed how that turned out.
The 12 by 12 one.
Our art journal is a bit small for the 12 by 12 one, but if you had a bigger spot, you could do the 12 by 12 one on it. So I'm just tearing around my crackle paste on my rice paper. Now, the reason for this is that we do want some rice paper bits without crackle paste, but we also want to make sure that we're able to blend them in, kind of like this one here that I've able to do it on. Managed to do it on. And we've got this one. I don't think we're going to use all of them. The idea was just to see if crackle paste would actually work on rice paper, because I heard someone saying that it wouldn't, because it would just crumble into a ball, but I didn't think it would be the case, and it wasn't.
How do you clean your brushes?
The blending brush I wash underneath the water. Well, all my brushes I wash underneath the water, but with the blending brush especially, I scrub it really hard on my hand, and then on the side of the sink's clean. And then I stand it up like a toothbrush. And then my normal ones I just use soap with them in my hand, and then I just have them laying down so then they don't affect the thing, or I put them in the tub. It really just depends. It doesn't matter which position I put them in. Amelia's gonna play with them, and they'll end up being in some other position within like a day or two. Right, so we're gonna put that off to one side because I do like that. I think it looks nice, but I don't think. There we go. That looks better. Okay, right. Now, we want to use one of these, but we want to use it for the resistance it's going to make. So I think I do like this one, but what do we think? Do we think it's going to be... like, we could use a script, or this one. Which one do we think? This one here I think will look really nice with purple. This one maybe orange or blue? Yellow? Maybe we'll go purple and green. Purple, green, and brown. Sounds like a match made in heaven. Right.
What are you colour comboing?
Oh, purple, green, and brown. Flowers. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Flowers are the best. Purple, green, and brown.
Oh, brown.
Brown. With a hint of grey. You know, all of a sudden it became fancy. Yeah, couldn't you tell? I'm really refined.
What planet?
I'm thinking the planet of the apes. What are you thinking? Right, here we go. So we're going to grab our purple watercolor. And I know this is going to make the vellum get all squishy and whatnot, but I want the resistance, so we're going to have to live with it. Actually, it's not bulging. Huh? Hey, no, go and get Mom. It's not bulging. I just literally put on the wettest paintbrush ever I could, and it's not bulging. What is this stuff? Vellum of water.
It will, the water's got to dry and then it's not bulging. So you got false hope.
Not really. Look how cool that is. Right.
You can fight with them.
I wouldn't call it false hope. It's called me finally becoming an optimist. That even made me laugh. You reckon?
Yeah. That's a difficult task we described. Done lots of notes. Oh, yeah. The notes of pure wisdom.
The notes of pure wisdom. Well, no one ever could call you an optimist or having blind faith. Could they, buddy? It's definitely for certain. Right, I do like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to heat this because I do want it to dry. Should watch Jungle Cruise. It is a really fun movie. Yeah, isn't that on Disney? We don't have new Disney movies in our house currently. Oh my gosh, I'm having an avalanche. So it did buck a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, we're holding out until we get Disney Plus. What are you looking at for the weather?
No, it's the weather we get Disney Plus.
Whether we get Disney Plus. We will. Might be in 50 years' time, but we will get Disney Plus. Right, so this is our piece of resistance, and then a piece of resistance. Oh, sorry. And this is literally the best accent I can possibly do. It's quite sad. Definitely never going into acting. Right, here we go. So we got our stamp and our black ink pad. It's probably best to use a Versamark one on this. My Versamark has run out of ink currently. I'm just waiting for the re-inkers to come through. I dislike the month of January sometimes just because it's literally the hardest month to get stuff from suppliers. Honestly. Half of them don't open up until the end of thing. And Noel, can you take Mum's phone out to her, please? If she's pulling the kits through, we don't want the constant dinging in the background. Oh, yeah.
Are you 120% sure?
I have never been more sure in my life.
Well, your name does have sure in it.
Oh.
And a colour you don't like, so...
Oh. That's okay, Cheryl. Going laying out the big guns there. Not right. It's not the first time I've heard it. That will be the last time I hear that my last name's got Bloody Shore in it.
Or a colour you don't like.
No, that is a new one. Not many people knew that I didn't like the color red at my high school. A lot of kids in my high school didn't understand what, color theory was. Well, they didn't really care.
See, that doesn't surprise me one bit, Naomi.
Why? Because you're in with all the darlings now. Felt like a bit of an alien in my grade. Anyway.
You kind of are, Naomi.
I've never met an alien before, but
Well, that's nice to know. Keep that in mind. When Anne asks me, do you know Naomi? I'll be like, no, and she doesn't know you.
Hold up. When you meet an alien, they're gonna ask you.
You know. You never know.
Why don't you point on the head? I'll give you points for that one. I'll give you points for that one. Not many, but some.
Oh.
Ripped off rose. It's just a saying. Hey, yeah.
People with the name Roz might not like that.
I'm sorry for anyone with the name Roz. It's just a saying that we say.
It's not very funny, is it? Well, I didn't say it properly. At the end of the day, is that funny?
I'm very confused. Which inside joke is this? Oh, hello, Marie. Hello, Karen. Right, so then...
Remember, Mum said it to us.
It's not very fun.
When we were talking about something at Christmas.
We get in trouble a lot at Christmas for talking about inappropriate topics at the dinner table. Which I don't think they're really that inappropriate. It's just an open conversation. Although, this year I'm sitting with you guys in the pew at church.
If we go to church.
Yes. Fingers crossed on the nod.
When we were sitting, people kept turning behind us. That may have been because we were talking.
And well, every time Amelia breathed heavily, the lady in the pew in front of Mum and I would turn around and be like, shh. And we're like, oh, crap.
Well, Milton was on his phone.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, Mum took my phone off of me when we started church.
I left mine in the car.
Oh, you dumb.
No, because I didn't want to take it in. Because I felt like it'd be in silence and I'd get a message.
That is probably the worst fear I have, actually. Being somewhere and, like, you're supposed to have your phone on silent, all of a sudden it isn't.
See, I was planning ahead.
Planning ahead. Predicting the future. See, this is why you should go to the Psychic Expo. Anyone with me on this?
Say this online now.
I can't. The Psychic Expo is a public event for anyone who wishes to go and show their abilities.
Oh, I'll go get Mama. She'd do the astrology reading.
You were great at it. You predict a lot of things.
What?
Well, the other day you predicted that Amelia would be in a grumpy mood. She was after you annoyed her.
Yeah, that's not predicting, Naomi. She's always in a grumpy mood. That's like telling someone they're going to breathe.
Very true. Alright, so we are just coming along and we're just sponging on our stencil in this little Kermit green. I think it looks really nice. It'll go well with the green that we have on the vellum. Oh, hello, Cheryl. Are you stamping on the same side as you put the watercolor? Oh, sorry. Forgot to explain that. No. So I stamped on the opposite side. So the watercolor is on the side with the white resistance, and then on the opposite side where the resistance isn't, I've stamped those ones there. So then it didn't get mixed in any way, shape, or form because I wasn't using a permanent, give me a minute. Because I wasn't using a permanent ink, it had more chance of running if I put it on the other side with the watercolor that I just used. So instead, what I did is I put it on, I put it on the side without watercolor. So, see? Right, now what we're going to come and do is, I believe we're going to do kind of the same thing as what we did with the brown, but instead we're going to do that with a little bit of white. And then we're going to do some stamped script, I think, going out of it. It should look really nice. I hope. Things don't normally end well when I plan, but I just planned that, so goodness knows. Anyway, so we're just going to come in and put a little bit of white in the areas we want them to be in. And we're just doing this because our vellum is not going to look very brown. We're not going to get those nice colours we did unless we do have some white in the areas where we stick down our chocolate bar daisy vellum. So we're just going to come in and brayer that white on. But to make sure we still keep that nice contrast, we're going to do the brown script in a second. So try not to cover too much of our love hearts because they're beautiful. There we go. Right, there we are. And then coming back in with this green. I know we said we'd do brown first, but it's best to work from the last color to the darkest color. So I'm just going to come in. Green. And we're just going to do those signature brush strokes that I do on like everything because, you know, it's easy. It applies paint. It has a nice gap between it. It gives some direction.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Done it a billion times.
Are you sure?
Mate. Listen very carefully.
I'm having to grab highlighters from this.
Are you still doing math studies?
Yes, Naomi.
How much homework do you have?
We set our own homework.
Oh, goodness.
And you see, I'm in grade 11, and I don't want to do everything at the last minute.
Right, I see.
We're not repeating last year. Or this year.
Oh, you've got goals, have you? You've got plans. I don't blame you. I definitely don't want to go back to grade 12. God, that was a rush year. Yep.
And now they've got externals.
No, thank you. I went through before there was another exam. So I just wrote art essays. Now, but the one exam I did really well on was mathematics. Right, so I'm just coming in with just a little bit of paint on my fingertip like usual and just rubbing it on my script stamp. I want a bit of a nice coating because I do want my script to be really opaque and to be seen really well. Whether or not that works the same way, though, is another question because we've got to work a bit fast tonight because it is hot and it is drying fast. Oh, my gosh, would you look at that? It worked. Miracles do cease. Well, miracles do exist. Wrong way. Well, you know. My English is not particularly the best.
I know your English isn't that good, but like, this is a new level.
Ugh, I'm tired.
Not as good as Budapest, though.
Okay.
Bow Desert.
Okay. Are you done?
Well, it was a bit interesting driving across Bow Desert, and it's like, oh, we're on Budapest.
You weren't even in the bloody truck. You were on the phone.
Yes. And I'm like, what are you doing in Budapest? You're in Australia.
One day, you will have forgotten that.
You sure?
Yes, you'll be about 80. And
And then everyone would have forgot it.
Exactly the point. But don't worry, Amelia will have new baggage to put on you.
Amelia will remember it.
I only doubt it. When you're 80, how many years is she younger than you?
I think she's 8.
Okay, right, let me just do the 14.
She's 8 years. No, 9 years apart we are.
9 years. So she'll be 71. Oh, she might remember. Dear me. It depends if when dementia kicks in for her. Okay.
That's not something to say.
No, do the statistics.
Just don't talk about that.
I'm fully aware that I'm going to end up with dementia, which means that I'm going to have zero responsibility when I'm older.
Who's going to look after you?
I don't know, my new family every day.
Oh, God. I'm not paying for that new family to work.
I was not relying on you. Oh, hello, Pam. Right, so how are we looking there? So I did rip up my chocolate bars, and I've paper pieced some of them back together, like this one here, that one there. You just gotta look at the positives. So it's coming out to look really nice, I think. And I don't think I've set my camera in the right position, and I've just realised it like halfway through the class. Sorry.
Oh, shame.
Sorry about that one. I should have realised sooner, but I was a bit distracted. Was that a compliment? No? I'm going to take it as a compliment. Right, so we're just going to come in with our Gloss Medium Gel, and I can officially say that Mott have officially recognised our order. We will be receiving it very soon.
McConnell said, scientists will have a cure long before you need to worry about dementia.
Very, very true.
See, we don't need to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Right, so we're just coming in, and I'm not putting glue on top of my vellum because it doesn't actually need it, because it's a thin enough paper that it can be stuck down one side. And also, if I do it on top, my ink's gonna move because it's not a permanent ink, and it hasn't had 24 hours to dry. So,
Oh, that's sad.
no, I'm gonna be careful. Dear me, this is gonna end bad.
You're not very good at that.
Thank you, Noah, for your honesty. That's okay, Mary. Hello. Yeah, I remembered my art journal tonight, or the Savo, when we left for work. Normally it's not at work, so I don't normally have to remember to bring it home. But it was at work from the gigs thing.
Yeah.
Which I finished packing all the kits for today. Well, I think I've only got 3 left to go. Did all the cutting over the week. The final ones will be sent out on Monday. March kits will be sent out on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. If you check your inboxes for anyone who is on the kit list or the subscription list, you should have a lovely email there for you. If you aren't on one list but you want one of the thingy bobs, they are now live on the online store as well. So Yep, all that's set up. And if you have any questions, you can go and rewatch the Q&A video or watch the Q&A video on our main Type of Fantasy page. Or you can message us because we are quite a nice family and we do answer text messages, probably not on a Sunday, depending on what Sunday it is. And we don't answer text messages after about 9 p.m. 8 to 9 p.m., depending on the night. Well, yes, we do aim to go to bed early sometimes. Don't always get there, but we aim. And like, it's just good to have some boundaries between work and home. All paid excellently. Excellent. Sounds fair to me. Yep. See, Cheryl's with me on that one. Fair, I guess. You have fun. Right, sticking that one down. This is a bit more difficult than what I thought it was going to be to stick down this rice paper because of the crackle paste. It's all crumbled up on the inside bit, so I'm having to put big clumps off my fingers underneath. Like this bit here is going to need a fairly big amount to actually stick down because it's just crunched up and it's got some dimension to it, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but I did not think that one particularly through. I'll be completely honest there. Are you having bad Wi-Fi connections? Yeah. Oh. No one else is having bad Wi-Fi connections, are they? We need to double check this every time. Just because half the time it's actually our end that does it because my phone is dying. Apparently. It's decided that it wants to go on a vacation. And I've decided that I like my phone. So I'm not going to let it go on a vacation. Alright, well, okay. I don't know what it is, but like the last phone I had before this one, I didn't really like it. I just never got used to having it. I'll be completely honest with you. I never got used to that iPhone. I didn't understand it fully. It was very much something that was kind of thrust into because I needed to upgrade my phone to do the classes originally in 2020. So my parents got me a good phone really quick. It was like a huge level up from the one that I already had. I didn't really know how to work it. I didn't know all the features. I couldn't understand it because I just didn't spend time on it. And then I went through a really rough patch in 2020. I think a lot of us did. And then at the beginning of 2021 as well. And just kind of, bad juju on the phone. Anyway, it got replaced because it died in mid too late 2021. Like, it got replaced in, I think, Easter 2021 because it died because of interfacing problems or something. I don't know. Anyway, I got a new phone and I like it. And I've had it for nearly 2 years now and I'm not getting rid of it. I'm pretty determined on that. Yeah, because I like it and I understand it and like it's like my phone. It's got paint all over it, mate. Like, it's beautiful. I don't know if any of you understand that, like when you get like an object and it just makes sense to you. It's kind of like my favorite paintbrush. It makes sense to me. I don't know why. Like the first time I picked it up, finally some techniques finally made sense to me, and that's what's important, that you use materials that make sense to you. Like, you can go outside your boundaries and obviously use something experimental like we did with the crackle paste and rice paper over the last 2 weeks, or with this interference vellum from Studio Light where we could stamp on it and use watercolor. But like, it's still okay to use some things within your safe zone. So that's what we've got so far. I do like it. I don't know about you guys, but I do like it. So I do think that we need just maybe, I was thinking maybe some metallic purple. I don't know how you guys feel about that though. Like a metallic purple flick maybe, or we could paint this bit here a bit darker, like in this brown, so then we could come in with our love hearts and gonna do them over here, or we could, because the love hearts work really well when there's a dark surface. They don't look good on light surfaces, so we could come in. Oh, thank you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I think the metallic purple flicks would look nice. And maybe if we do paint like a bit of this area here, like just this edge bit, like in the same brown. I'm using raw umber tonight from the golden series. It's the same one as the Mott umber one that we could actually use, that you could use as well, just as an alternative. A lot of the companies sell similar colors. I like using golden just because it goes a bit further. Like you don't need too much of it to get some techniques down. It's also really good for sensitive skin. Like my eczema has never played up to it before, and that's saying something because my eczema literally hates the world. Yep. Remember the first time I hopped on a bus in Brisbane and I had an eczema reaction within minutes.
How many people have been on that bus that you don't know?
Oh, I don't know, but I do know that I'd already been lost on public transport for 3 hours, and then I had like the worst eczema reaction within minutes that I'd had in 5 years. Because my eczema really calmed down for about the last 2 years of my high school life for some reason, and I don't know why, and just yeah, and then it happened on the bus, which was great. So yeah, I do remember that bus ride quite distinctly. Right, we do need to heat that, and then actually we'll come in with our metallic. We don't have metallic purple, so we're gonna borrow Mom's. That's odd. Metallic watercolors have gone somewhere else. She's moved to metallic watercolors on it. Oh no, found them. Right. There we go. It's just easier to do flicks with metallic watercolor. So we're going to come in, and I think maybe, you reckon this purple, like it's a bit closer to the purple we're using, or we could do this bit more darker one here. What do we think? Maybe that one and that one. We'll do one of each. Spritzed. Completely grabbed. Paintbrush, let our fan brush completely soak up the ink. As you can see, it's well covered. You can just do that by twisting and turning it in the spot. So it's quite light, this metallic purple. The first one we did, the dark one, it didn't show too much up on the thing. Oh, this one here shows up a bit more. That's nice. Right. There we go. Yeah, you can see that metallic. It's quite nice. And then just going to come through and wet that just a little bit. And what we might do, just to get that bit more of it on. And then we want to dry this section now because it's not dried just yet. There we go. So the metallic does dry a lot better, I think. I'm just... Pardon? Yeah, we use the metallic purple. Oh, your comment section's a bit slower than mine. Sorry, mate. Okay, and then what we might come and do... Yeah, so just with a little bit extra, it's just about like pushing the limits. It doesn't matter if it goes through an ugly stage, because as long as you keep going through it, you just got to work through it. Like sometimes your work looks really beautiful, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, why did I do that? But that's okay. Unfortunately, there is no Control Z button, but you can always keep working on it. You can also come back to it. You can like leave it for a few days and come back. You know, when you just get like that challenging page that you're trying to do, or just trying to make that card that's just really hard for some reason or another, like you can always come back to it. And that is the main thing, just to remember. It's only a painting, and you can come back to it at any time. However, I do think we need a little bit more contrast over here, because we flicked on the metallic watercolor and then I spritzed it a little bit. The lost shadow has moved like predominantly in this area, mixed with the metallic, making it so then there's not much contrast between the two of them anymore, because we've lost a bit of that brown background. So what we're going to come and do is, just with some of our brown watercolor, we're just going to come in and get some of our shadowing back in. This is just about pushing the extremes and getting some of that contrast back in. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but it could just be a little bit more easier on the eye, I guess you could say, or a bit more easy to concentrate on if we just make our darks darker and our lights lighter. I'm just making sure we add this brown in 3 spots after we added it in the one up here. So now it's always good to work in odd numbers. So there we go. I'm going to heat that, and then we might come in with a white pen and just add like a bit of small detail, not too much. No, pink drawers. It's white. Not that one. That one has the blue one. It should be in the same one as the blue. Thank you. Yes, the wagon wheels look really nice. Well, thank you guys, and for all your lovely comments about the page. So yeah, it's just a really easy page to actually do. So I don't know if that's really focused. 1 minute. Sorry, let me just try and get it at a better angle. I'm trying to show you that it's raised. It's probably a better angle. There we go. So yeah, the wagon wheels, it's come out really nice, crackled. And to stick it down, we did have to put a fair amount of thickness to the actual back of the rice paper. Like we had to apply it on the back, Don't worry, the cracker paste gave the rice paper some body, so it's not going to like go all over your finger afterwards or during the process. But yeah, because it's crumpled up, to make sure that we got all the air bubbles out from underneath the glue and everything, we did have to add quite a thick layer of glue there. So we're just going to come in with our white pen. If it decides to work today, it might not like this surface. Highly possible. Very true. Right, that is a no from him. So instead, we're going to use... Do I have a paint pen? My paint pen died the other day. Drawing at cards, actually. There we go. We'll use green instead. Green's probably better, actually. Move you guys just a bit closer. That's what I'm doing. So we're just coming in with our pastel pen. And then just doing it in a few places. So tonight was all just about getting using our piece of experimental rice paper with crackle paste, and also using the new Lost Shadow to show you that the oxide is actually very much opaque and looks amazing on darker backgrounds. Like, imagine if you did that on the back of a scrapbook page, just with like one of your white linens, just to give it a bit of pattern to it, and then like had your photo coming out of it and stuff. It'd be amazing. It'd look really cool, I reckon. And then I think we might be done. Thank you. So yeah, so there we go. So that's our page for this evening, minus the strawberries that we can. I was thinking about using the rice paper butterflies, but we can use them next week. I don't think it needs them. To tell you the truth, what is this stuff on? That there. I need to wax these pages. Right, there we go. So that there is our page for the week. So thank you all for coming. We will be back on Monday with the kit review video evening, and then classes start on Tuesday morning at 8:30, I believe, this Tuesday coming at Queensland time. It is a bit earlier. That's because Mum has a meeting or something online with some other business owners. It's just good for her to socialize, which is a really good thing, I think we can all agree on. And then we'll have Wednesday night at our usual time at 6:30 p.m. Queensland time. We will be back on Thursday, as my art journal will be staying home this week, so I will not forget it. and hopefully the stormy weather eventually passes. So then we're not having to guess whether or not we're going to be able to have internet. Anyway, that's what happens. That's what happens. So thank you all for coming. And yeah, I shall see you all next week. Have a great week and stay safe. Bye.